ho-hum, another game, another overtime for Edinburgh North. These guys, they don't make it easy on themselves. There's always plenty of drama. The fumble against Weslaco East at home, but Matt Whitesides had a terrific game, 200 yards and this touchdown. But in overtime, and yes, it did go over to overtime, Lupe Marone here for Weslaco East. He got a touchdown for East. Matthew Whitesides had twisted his ankle, wasn't able to go, but Edinburgh North able to win. They go for 2 in the second overtime, and they get the big win in overtime. Yes, that is their 3rd overtime game of the year in only 5 games. A 4th game they won at the end. So top performers for the week, Matt Whiteside's in there. He wasn't able to go in the second overtime, but they wouldn't have gotten there without him. How about Marco Garate of Rio Hondo? A huge win over La Grulla, and he gets 247 yards and 2 touchdowns. Trevor Spates, highest output of the year so far, 315 yards. We'll talk more about him a little later, but first, let's talk about Edinburgh North. Joe, I don't know what to say about him anymore. It seems like if you want a hot ticket to go see a football game, just go to wherever Edinburgh North is, because they're going to make it fun.
If you want to go and watch the entire game and not worry about leaving early, that's the one to go to. But it's a good thing, because for those kids, you know, every coach wants to get their kids in the mentality of play to the last whistle of the last play. Well, Edinburgh North knows very well what that means, and they won this one, and I like what the defense was doing. That's we talked about it, but big hits going on there.
And huge for Coach Renee Sines to go for 2 in overtime. Dennis, this team, yeah, it's like you said, this is what you want. You want this kind of experience before you get anywhere close to the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I wonder if he got the 2-point win at Couch for to beat them in that Couch. I wonder if that. But I know Coach Sines, when I talked to him, he was a little bit worried about playing it so close, and I'm sure he wants to put some of these games away early, but you can't beat this experience, and with this team knowing it can win these games late, these are essentially playoff games coming down to overtime, the last possession. That's big for them.
And it's huge because, I mean, this team started off the year with only about 6 starters back on either side of the ball. So now Edinburgh North takes on a team in their district that won this past week. PSJ North surprised a lot of people by winning at Weslaco. So Coach George Pena's team looking pretty good with 2 wins so far and 1-0 in district. Dennis, let's start with you. Who have you got winning PSJ North at Edinburgh North?
I have Edinburgh North, though I don't think it's going to be easy. I think PSJ North has played some great football right now, 2-2. They look really good. They're on the rise, but Edinburgh North.
What about you, Joe?
Double overtime or single overtime? Is that what we're talking? Edinburgh North, yeah, wins it in overtime.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Edinburgh North to win this one as well. It will be tough. PSJ North spread offense will test them, but I've got the Cougars coming up with a win there. Meanwhile, let's talk about McCallum Memorial and going to La Jolla. Everybody thought that McCallum Memorial would, with their big offense, would just run over the Coyotes, but the Coyotes were up 10-0 at one point. McCallum Memorial had to come back and win this game 17-10. This was not a bad game for McCallum Memorial. Trevor Spates, like we said, 315 yards and 2 touchdowns. But Joe, the Coyotes defense at home for real, apparently, they're the only ones this year who've been able to stop the McCallum Memorial juggernaut.
And that's not by a fluke. That's a real deal defense. There's 2 teams you don't want to play if you're trying to make the playoffs later this year. One's La Jolla, one's Rivera. And 2 teams, you just don't want to play them. La Jolla, they're still going to win some ball games, folks, and district play is a long way from over.
Yeah, you know, I talked to Coach Mike Burgett at Weslaco East before they came up really close against La Jolla, and he said George Espinoza coach teams will do this to you. They will play hard, they will play tough, they will play disciplined, and right now they're showing it. They scared the heck out of McCallum Memorial.
They did, and against Weslaco East the week before, so that's 2 straight games they played. 2, you could argue, of the tougher teams in the Valley, really tough. You know, I just think, you know, you hope they come up with a win. I just show the reward for them being so competitive right now, but so far so good for La Jolla.
So far so good. Meanwhile, we are coming right back, going to talk a little 31-5A action. How about the big game between Edinburgh, Vella, and Sherryland? Lance Madden running for it all. And how about the defense of those Roma Gladiators? Yeah, Starr County shutdown of Rio Grande City. It's all when we come back.